Hello and welcome to ESIP's Brief Take, where we take one issue and 2 points of view, possibly more than 2 points of view with the way things are at the moment because of Trump. He's rather dominating things, and today, plurilateral institutions like the G7 and the BRICS. Does Trump's rather erratic trade policy mean that the G7 is now in decline and is going to be replaced by the BRICS? Renata, you're back in Brussels after a few weeks away. What's changed?
Unfortunately, not the weather.
Sorry.
No. But a lot of in the international scene. But back to your question, I don't think really the BRICS can substitute the G7, mainly because they've been emerging for the past 20 years. Plus, they don't have a very cohesive foreign policy. Just take the case of recent invasion of Russia to Ukraine in terms of financing projects with Russian assets involved. Many countries halted their projects because of sanctions that were linked to these funds. And now with BRICS expansion, which included Iran, I don't know, maybe some countries might think twice about implementing a new project with Iranian financing.
Iran is another brick in the wall. And yet, trade among the G7 is clearly falling. Trade among the BRICS is rising. You've got Trump threatening Canada with tariffs more or less every other day. The EU, according to Trump, is very, very bad. Even the UK, which I would have thought is mostly harmless, we're mostly harmless, right? Is occasionally being threatened by Trump. You know, it does feel like the G7 is in serious trouble. It may even be terminal with this president. You've also got Trump boycotting the G20 in South Africa, or the latest meeting of it. So maybe the G7 and the BRICS will be kind of equal in the future.
I'm not quite sure, and I don't think the BRICS can substitute the G7. However, I do see that the BRICS countries have a bigger role to play in energy markets. Also, they have been increasing their flows of trade between each other, even at a more rapid pace than G7 countries have done. And maybe this trend perhaps will increase as a result of Trump's tariffs, to basically everyone.
So maybe what we're saying is, we just carry on with a fragmented global order. One thing I've wondered about is whether the UK can use our last remaining superpower, find an ancient castle, bring together a load of mid-sized countries who really need global rules and rely on trade, and call it, I don't know, the mid-sized group, M10 or something like that. Use our convening power, maybe that can help. What do you think about that?
I like the M thing. Mexico starts with an M, so we can be leading this group.
Yeah.
However, I don't think it's the right approach. I'm sorry, David, but I think what we really need to do is to work on the current institutions that we have and make them more inclusive instead of just creating more and more. And I think that's the best way forward.
Well, everything's going to keep under review, keep changing as a result of Trump, I suspect. So this may be a topic we return to in a few weeks' time.
Yeah, for another brief take, surely.
Thank you for listening or watching.
Thank you.